great weekend. Thank you so much for making us a part of your lovely Saturday, the 11th day of April 2026. My name is Sandrah Kahunde, coming to you live from Broadcast House, Nile Avenue. And a pleasure to be here now, giving you some of the stories that are making headlines as far as this day is concerned. And we start off with updates from the head of state. President Yoweri Museveni on Friday outlined 11 key priorities to drive Uganda's economy to grow tenfold, urging leaders to focus on practical interventions that enhance productivity, expand incomes, and transform livelihoods. While speaking on day 4 of the ongoing NRM retreat at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi, Museveni said the country already has the capacity to achieve rapid economic expansion if it fully exploits its existing resources through value addition and efficiency.
Which will help the economy to grow 10 times. Number one, we are already producing a lot of raw materials like coffee. But because we sell it as raw materials, we get only $2.5 per kilo of coffee. If we add value, we roast the coffee and grind it and pack it, we may get about $25 or $40 from the same kilo from which we got 2.5 as beans. So that's one of the 10 points which should be clear to you, that even with the present level of raw materials, if we only add value to them, the economy size will go up. That's number one. Number two, monetizing the whole economy. When I went to Ndangaro, a parish in Ubc district, there are 2,500 homesteads, all of them outside the money economy, except one man called Kateva, who had 7 pigs. He was the richest man in the parish. So now PDM has been struggling to bring all homes into the money economy, from Okora Echida Chonka, from Okora only for eating. That is the second point among the 10. Can Muvara repeat the other 8? Which are the other 8?
Your Excellency, the other 8, one is the...
We can also start producing vaccines, making automobiles, making computers. That is the third. Instead of just coffee, cotton, and so on, now we have another one, science-based production. Number 4?
Number 4, Your Excellency, is investing in high-speed rail to reduce the cost of doing business and connectivity.
Now, number 4, in order for the economy to keep growing, you need to make it more profitable for the wealth creators. The business people, they needed to have less costs so that they make profit and expand. And one of them is the railway. The railway is cheaper, rail transport is cheaper than road transport. And so that's number 4. Number 5?
Number 5, Your Excellency, is investing in infrastructure to support value addition, generating more power, transmission.
That is the same one with the electricity and so on.
Yes.
Electricity should be cheap. Now, some people are saying the electricity is unreliable. The minister will answer that. I think I heard you saying that the Minister of Energy will come to answer that. Why the electricity and reliable. Because we have already built, we repaired Chira, we repaired Narvare, we repaired Chira, we built it and repaired it. We have built Isimba, we have built Karuma, and we have got so many of the small power stations. The electricity should be a bit available now, but why is it unreliable? They will answer that tomorrow. So that's number what? Number 4, number 5?
Number 5. Number 6, Your Excellency, is reducing the cost of credit through UDB, UDC, and other financial solutions.
The cost of money.
Yes.
Not for nightclubs. If you want to build a nightclub, we shall not give you a soft loan. But if you want to manufacture, you will get cheap money from Uganda Development Bank. And also maybe UDC also. That's number 6.
Number 7, Your Excellency, is to revenue generating interventions for use of ICT. Somebody was asking, I think it was the MP from Hoima or somebody who was saying, why the GDP revenue ratio still low? Corruption, there's corruption there. The main reason is corruption. I've told Musinguzi himself is not corrupt, but he is surrounded by corrupt people. So I will have to help him to sort out that problem. We shall sort it out because we know what the problem is. The corruption. Number what? Number 8, Your Excellency, is the use of cost-effective solutions to deliver and consolidate gains in social services, such as preventive health care, primary schools per parish for those that don't have, and secondary schools for sub-counties that don't have any kind of secondary school.
Now, the point there is that some of the expenses should not be there.
Yes.
Like in health, people get sick because they don't get immunization, because they don't do exercises, they become obese, because they don't have enough nutrition, because they don't sleep under bed nets against mosquitoes. So much of the cost on health is actually avoidable if we do preventive health. That's what he's talking about. We can make things, you don't have budget for being sick, just being sick. If you do prevention, you will avoid 80% of the sicknesses.
Number 9, Your Excellency, is investing and prioritizing the creative industry.
Okay, now that one, because for us we have been farmers, manufacturers, but there are the musicians also who have come up, and the theater people. Add that to the economy also. Our EMB, Owereza services, Owereza, football, all that is not manufacturing, is not agriculture, it is Owereza services, but it is also there, and many of our children are doing that.
And lastly, Your Excellency, is the investment in the Greater Kampala Metropolitan, where we get the majority of our GDP.
Okay, now, number 10, in order to avoid what the MP from Ramo was saying, Nyeko was saying the traffic jam in Kampala wastes a lot of money. You stay so if we solve that traffic jam, make Kampala more efficient, it will add to the economy. But I would want maybe we add number 11, Namere's point. Namere's point, the one of corruption. We must fight corruption. You should add it as number 11.
Yes, Your Excellency, we'll add it.
Thank you very much. So please, concentrate on these 11 points, because if you have too many things, you may not remember what is the crucial, the core of the message. Thank you very much.
As we did promise to serve you as activities unfold at Chankwanzi, as a national broadcaster, we shall be bringing you up to speed. Head of State Fountain of Honor, giving highlights at Chankwanzi. Now, in other activities, the Executive Secretary of the Greater Virunga Transboundary Collaboration, Dr. Andrew Seguya, has officially handed over 3 Land Cruiser vehicles to the Uganda Wildlife Authority Executive Director, Dr. James Musinguzi, to be used in strengthening a One Health surveillance and response capacity across key protected areas in Uganda. Now, according to Dr. Musinguzi, the vehicles have come in time and will facilitate laboratory sample transportation and strengthen community engagement in remote conservation areas, enabling faster detection and response to zoonotic disease threats.
I'm here today at Uganda Wildlife Authority to hand over 3 vehicles. The 3 vehicles are here for our One Health program, strengthening the preparedness of Uganda, Rwanda and DRC, Greater Virunga landscape for prevention of any pandemic that might happen, pandemic X. And we are learning from the lessons we got from previous pandemics. We had Ebola, we had monkeypox, we had Marburg, we had anthrax, and these ones injured us. They killed our people, they killed our livestock, they injured our economies, and so we need to have preparedness. So we need to train the trainers, we need to arm the communities to be able to have this information collected and also transmitted. We need to empower the regional laboratories to be able to process those samples. So we have a number of laboratories running from Bwindi, Mugahinga, Queen Elizabeth, Rwenzori up to Semuliki that we are supporting to create this capacity. And then those samples have to be transferred to our referral laboratories. The first referral laboratory in Uganda is in Queen Elizabeth National Park. The second laboratory is in Rwanda, in Musanze. So those are the referrals. So these vehicles will be very instrumental in transporting samples for surveillance.
It is going to help us because this One Health approach looks at the intersection among people, animals, both wild and domestic, as well as the environment. Therefore, this is a very good project that is going to support us in doing our work of wildlife conservation, because we are going to be able to pick in real time through epidemiology and surveillance so that we don't have outbreak of diseases among our animals, but also within the communities. So the project is very critical, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the GVTC, Great Virunga Transboundary Collaboration Trust, for this donation, because it has come timely. It is boosting our fleet, but also helping us to expand our work. The vehicles are going to be helping us in the Bwindi Mugahinga, Semuliki National Park, as well as Rwenzori National Park, where we are going to be working to strengthen wildlife.
UBC Lunchtime News. Head teachers in Ntungamo district have been urged to act as key pillars in the fight against corruption. The call was made by Rebecca Atwine, the Assistant Special Advisor on Anti-Corruption in the Office of the President, during a sensitization meeting with school heads held at the Ntungamo district headquarters.
Implicated. Head teachers have been implicated. Head teachers have implicated their supervisors. Some of them have been asked of bribes, like the teachers in UPE schools. There are corrupt people who demand that they give them kickbacks from the capitation funds. And as a result, we see learners being chased out of school. And yet the government has put in place measures. They have released this money to ensure that every Ugandan child studies under universal primary education. But the virus of corruption and the people who are engaged in it stops the benefits from reaching the schools. So we are confident that with the empowerment of these teachers, for them to know that they have a duty and they have the power to resist, reject and report corruption, that we shall see the fight against corruption making headway, not only in the education sector, but in all the other sectors, because all the people who work in other sectors are products of education.
Thinking of our people towards addressing corruption in our society, we may not fight it to the end. And therefore, I want to say that as a district, as leaders, we have already started the war against fighting corruption. Under the technical team, we have a committee in place. We have appointed a focal person, and this person always informs us and acts as a check. He guides us on where our officers are going aboard in as far as fighting corruption is concerned.
Become educated, but the ulcer of corruption has maintained. In our resolution, we have said we go back to our schools and sensitize our learners and workers to work and fight corruption. We shall do that, and we have even vowed and pledged and filled the card that was available to go and fight corruption.
We lack furniture. We have some learners sitting on the floor. These people are innovative. They buy tarpaulins. At least not in the sand, but on the floor.
Away from Montungamo, we're seeing community development service delivery and sustainable impact across Uganda receiving a major boost following a sponsorship of approximately 55 million shillings by Val Real Estate Uganda. The funding will support the Rotary District 9213 and District 9214 conferences, as well as the 7th All Africa Zone Institute 2026.
On behalf of District 9213 and District 9214 and the 7th All Africa Zone Institute, we truly thank you.
Over the past year, Rotary-led projects in Uganda have generated impact valued at more than 14.8 billion Uganda shillings, driving transformation in healthcare, education, clean water access, mental health, cancer support and disaster response.
We have delivered projects within the last 12 months worth over $4 million in various areas around the country. And so the monies that we get from people like you, we used, donated back to Rotary International. The money is reinvested and comes back to us in forms of global grants. Those are the big projects that you do.
The head of sales at Val Real Estate Uganda, Brian Arinaitwe, described the partnership as mission-driven, emphasizing long-term community impact.
When do you actually ever have time for yourself? So I think service above self is pretty much what you live. It's not just inspiring, it's just humbling to know that there are people who give out that much in serving the community. And as at Val Real Estate, we also we don't believe in just constructing structures, which most people know us for constructing real estate and beautiful structures. But at the core, we believe our real business is in creating tangible wealth that can support communities, that can literally help people thrive in the communities where we live.
The Chief Executive Officer, Islam Mohammed, said the collaboration is rooted in shared values, adding that supporting communities extends beyond business interests.
If you are going to stay in a country like this, you should also be part of that community by supporting, because it's a duty. If you have some money, you should be supporting your community, whatever. As an individual, by the way, okay, or as a business leader, should be part of your message here, because you are living here.
The 101 District Conference for Rotary District 9213, bringing together Rotarians, Rotaractors and partners for fellowship, training and service reflection.
And so we now have 2 districts within Uganda. So that is why we shall have 2 district conferences happening in Uganda. Now, a confluence of many districts is what makes the zone, which again will take place in September. So the 3 conferences, 2 district conferences and 1 zone conference. So the 2 of us will still be together in the zone conference, joined by districts from all over Africa. So it's a big...
The Rotary Zone Institute will take place from 29th September to 3rd October 2026 at Speak Resort Munyonyo under the theme Africa Rising, Grow to Serve, attracting about 5,000 participants.
We've got a very good footprint across the country and across the world. When I speak about the Institute, we've got great personalities, big business personalities, big political leaders coming through to support work with us, but also for you, great platform to meet these people, to engage them for business. Not only them, but also across Uganda, as you will see in the 2 district conferences. We've got what we call the House of Friendship.
The Val Real Estate Uganda will showcase its flagship developments in Uganda to visiting delegates, while Rotary continues to sustain humanitarian interventions that improve livelihoods and strengthen community resilience.
And the opportunity you will have is that we'll have dignitaries from all over the world, Rotary dignitaries from all over the world, but especially from Africa, where you have invested. And these dignitaries will see what VAL is doing in Uganda. You'll be able to take them to your sites. You'll be able to give them as much material as you can about VAL Real Estate Uganda, and they'll be able to get a feel of what Uganda is and the opportunities that you have. So please do not forget.
When you don't use Momo, you are forced to quarrel.
Mama, kabalansi? Nkuwaire 5,000. Mama, nkuwaire 5,000.
Ompaire 5,000.
Abantu abakulu mwatandise obuyaye mwena.
Obuyaye obulira.
Iwe.
Ngobi yanko bantu
sente dange ninzade kolera ngobi nakolera sente dange.
Save yourself from quarreling. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy 0 charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution, or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone, or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312 206 400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
When you don't use Momo, you get insulted by strangers. Save yourself from insults. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3# to pay and enjoy 0 charges below 5K. That's the power of Momo.
And serve you, and it's good to know that you're still watching and following. My name is Sandrah, and we're coming to you live from Broadcast House, Nile Avenue. Now, update from the business desk. Ugandans from the business desk, just a moment, as we take you through what is taking center stage. In the growing industrial hub of Namamve, we're seeing Uganda shifting from a consumer to a manufacturing economy steadily right there. And among the active plants is a semi-mobile, a phone manufacturing facility that began as a small retail shop that is downtown Kampala. Now, behind its production lines lies a bigger story of innovation, ambition, and Uganda's drive to build its own technology brands as we take a look.
From Kampala's busy streets, a quiet technological revolution is taking shape in Namamve. Inside semi-mobile, technicians assemble circuits, screens and batteries, turning small components into feature smartphones and tablets.
We want to have Simi as a Ugandan brand, which is going to be an African brand, because this Simi brand should be able to compete with other existing brands in African market.
Today's modern production line grew from a simple idea nearly a decade ago. That vision gained government support as Uganda pushed towards industrialization. At the start of construction, then ICT Minister Frank Tumwebaze described the factory as a symbol of technological transformation.
So we are really making a lot of gradual and humble steps in transforming our country, both in the physical infrastructure space and now in the ICT space.
The project was further backed by the Ministry of Investment under Evelyn Anite.
For the first time, we are not going to be importing these computers from China, from US, from all over the world, but we will be buying them from Namanga Industrial Park. What a wonderful, what a joy for a country like Uganda.
Within months, the factory rose, an industrial vision taking shape. Then came a key milestone. In 2019, President Yoweri Museveni commissioned the plant, affirming government support for local manufacturing.
I congratulate the company for introducing the assembling of mobile phones and laptops, and eventually manufacturing of both of them here.
Today, the factory is fully operational, producing about 2,500 phones and tablets daily. These supply Uganda's market and are exported to Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and South Sudan.
First stage is called the dome. It helps us with the button demarcation. Then after the demarcation process, we go to the next stage, the software stage, where we input the software in the main board.
In this room, what happens here is sampling. So we sample each and every phone from the carton boxes. For example, if the production line produces like 3,000 phones, we are able to sample 100. So those 100 pieces, we check each and every item that is required in this room.
But Simi Mobile is not only about technology, it is also about people. Many technicians are women, challenging stereotypes in electronics.
I'm sure when you go to town, it's very hard to find a technician who is a lady. Most of the technicians, the repair workers, they are men. But then here we train them as ladies. So most of our workers, when they leave Simi, they go set up their own workshop. The workers are phone repair workers, laptops, so they set up their own small businesses.
Through partnerships with international engineers, skills are being transferred to Ugandan workers.
Before we come, this country import the phones from another country, for example, China. But after we come to here, we brought the technology to this country, and we teach people and we train people how to assemble phones.
About 30 to 40% of components are already sourced locally, with plans to expand further.
We are following the initiative of His Excellency the President of promoting the BUBU policy, the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy, to see that this initiative does not only stop here.
As machines run inside Simi Mobile, they reflect a bigger national ambition that Uganda's future lies not just in consuming technology, but in building it.
Firstly, I would like to thank to the government of Uganda to supporting us from the beginning, even we get the land. Then also I would like to thank President Museveni because he's the one to commission our factory in 2019.
Because we came in and we found only 86 factories. Today we're talking about 6,000 factories. And now this is not a mean feat to celebrate. It is such a huge a huge benefit for us as a country.
From a small shop on Kampala roads to a full manufacturing plant in Namamve, Simi Mobile mirrors Uganda's wider industrial dream, a future where made in Uganda becomes a global mark of innovation. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Well, that's all we have time for this particular hour. Thank you so much for choosing us and for watching. Well, wishing you a pleasant afternoon, a great weekend. My name is Sandrah Kahunde from the entire team behind the scene. God bless you. We love you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
New Life Present Church, Mombasa, Kenya, welcomes you to a conference of summoning the Holy Spirit, breaking satanic bonds, and moving in the